Hello, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Romica Spiegl-Jones, an illustrator and designer based in Manchester. Next big step was the assignment. So the assignment was to design a double-page spread, and I chose the scene where Junko was looking down from her mountain that she climbed with her school class when she was 10 years old, and this is when she decided to become a mountaineer. So I tried different poses and different viewpoints, and I just felt that this works the best to emphasize her as the main character, have her in the foreground, and then show the area, the hot springs and the villages and all kinds of things that were mentioned in the background. And also I had the first idea to have her backpack here, and then I decided to add my secondary character. So the next thing I've done was this. So this was another take on this scene, and I added the secondary character here, the little hedgehog. Let me just go a bit closer for you. And yeah, I really liked the colors here. So this is the combination of my previous color pencils and the Derwent color pencils. And I felt this scene was very beautiful. I loved the colors, but at the same time it looked too flat, in the sense of these are just hills, and it didn't look like she was really high up. I felt, yeah, it was not really working, and I didn't show as much as I wanted to. But I really like this little guy here, how he climbs into her backpack. And her pose really shows, like, she really looks surprised to me. That worked quite well. And then I tried this for a third time. And so here I tried to add more details and content into the actual, what she actually sees. And at first I did a sketch with a fence and all kinds of things, I don't know. It's just how I imagined people would climb up. But then I've done actually some research into the area, Hokkaido in general, and then this specific area. And I realized, well, it's actually really high up. There is no fence as far as I can see. And yeah, I've tried to draw a bathhouse, like a gate to a shrine, some trees, and these kind of typical flower fields. And then I feel like I had my setting, and I really liked that, but I wanted to get rid of certain elements and just place a little bit higher up. And I didn't like her face here, but this was just a simple sketch. So here you can see I've done some more research, and actually there are quite a lot of waterfalls in this area, and I wanted to incorporate that. I posted some images on my Instagram story, but of course they're now gone by the time you see this. But if you want to see my work in progress, I really encourage you follow me on Instagram and watch my Instagram stories, because I really enjoy sharing my work in progress there, and I kind of also enjoy that it's gone after that. And if you're interested in seeing it, then you can. Of course it's not perfect, but first of all, things that you have to consider. I needed to leave some space for the text, and for this specific spread there was quite a lot of text, and I have actually miscalculated it a little bit, and there was more text than the text needed more space than I actually initially thought. But I was basically, when I tried to lay it out, I wanted to have some space here for the text. So when the reader follows the text to the bottom, then this very bright element here, these flower fields, would attract the eye, and then they could wander down like this. Or they might wander to her head, which is the highest area of contrast, I believe. And then they would just follow around. And hopefully then the eye would get lost in all these details and just follow the waterfalls around. And I don't know if you can see that, but this is really, I think, truly a combination of all my three sketches. So from every single piece I've actually taken an idea to the final piece. So things I struggled with here. Shading and coloring in the foreground, because I wanted it to be kind of rocky and not too green. But at the same time, I don't know if it really indicates that she's really high up. Yeah, but I try to do that with the mountains in the background, because it's not just one mountain, there's several mountains next to each other as far as I can see in the pictures. And something I'm not 100% happy with is, if you see here, I've solved this much better. It's quite light here surrounding the backpack, so it doesn't look bad in any way, and it really helps this character and the backpack to pop off the page and to be a really easy read, as they say. So it's very easy to recognize for the eye. However, here I've left a little, yeah, it's a little bit bright here, but it's still it's quite the same color, so it somehow disappears, and it's harder to see this, in my opinion, than here. And also I feel maybe this way was actually nicer, that he's only poking in, whereas here it doesn't really look like he's actually wanting to go inside. I don't know. Well, it turned out this way, and this is something I've only really noticed later. At first I was quite happy with this, but now I feel like maybe it should be lighter around the backpack, and maybe different colors would have helped to just help the scene to read a little bit better. And also her pose and her facial expression here wasn't as nice as one of the previous ones. I really liked her face here. It really shows surprise, to really be in awe, or at awe, in awe. And yeah, I changed it a little bit in Photoshop, but yeah, it's different. I don't know, which do you prefer? But then again, compared to here, where everything is kind of flat, I think I've actually really achieved this kind of valley type setting with little hills and nice waterfalls and just little details. So I try to add little details here, little stairs, birds, little bridge. And I feel, and at least I deeply hope, that the person who would see this, or you as the first time viewer, that you just enjoy looking at these little details and just spend some time in appreciating them. But yeah. Anyways, so this really was a push for me. It was difficult to even get started, but I feel this was good for me, and I think if I would work on this a little bit longer after some feedback, I think I could really develop this to a very, very good piece of work. Yeah, so that's all I can say. I can show you the finished version here. And yeah, this was one of the most challenging weeks for me. Definitely, I had really emotional ups and downs. Had to really push myself and to actually submit this piece. And I know that, that for other people it was the same. They've told me that it was very difficult for them, although this is considered more like a fun week where people can just add all kinds of things. But I guess because I'm just not so used to it, it was difficult for me. But yeah, I'm really grateful for my perseverance, for the support of my husband and my family, and that I've actually just submitted this and finally have created this piece. Although it's not perfect, I feel it still has a lot of potential. So I hope you like that. And yeah, this is almost one of the last videos for this children's book course, and I hope it was valuable for you so far. I really hope you enjoy it, and yeah, I hope you can join me again for the last video of week 5. Yeah, thank you very much for watching, and like I said, if you want to see my work in progress, then please just follow me on Instagram. Okay, see you, bye bye!